Okay, hi everyone. I wanted to make a quick video here, and then I'll probably do a live stream. I'm not sure yet. But what I did want to show was different colored pencils and school supplies and where I got them from. Kind of to prove my point and my perspective that any school supply works. It doesn't matter the brand. That is my personal opinion. Please do not take my opinion as fact, and please do not use my opinion to judge other people. This is just a personal opinion, and I know how the internet is these days. So please remember that this video is purely opinional or opinionated. This is not fact. This is not anything like that. This is pure opinion and bias. This is not something you could use to be credible for anything other than this person said this. Now let's get into it. So these are the metallic pencils from Five Below. I think they're really good. I paid $5 for them. They pretty much do what they're supposed to. Of course, the Craze Art, they do exactly what they're supposed to. The Jot colored pencils from Dollar Tree, paid $1.36 for those. Pen and Gear, I don't know how much because they were a gift to me. Let's see. And the Five Below watercolor pencils. Whew, bless me. That is that. And then I wanted to go into the pencils. So I've got Jot, Ticonderoga, miscellaneous and mechanical pencils. As you can see, they all do the same thing. They have different levels of writing. Same with highlighters. I think that's actually pretty much it for that. Now that I've gotten that part out of the way, I just wanted to state that once again, this is going to be my personal opinion, my belief, and we're going to leave it at that. It's not anything factual. It's not anything that will be used to judge anybody or make people feel like trash or anything like that. So please keep that in mind when hearing this next part of my video. So, I know a lot of teachers are kind of finicky about what school supplies you bring in. Once again, that's how they run their classroom. That's their business. I'm just stating my personal opinion. I don't think that the brand of the school supply should matter too much, as long as it gets the job done. Just because I know the name brand school supplies are extremely expensive these days, and it's hard to afford anything, really. For example, this marker I have right here. I've had it for about 6 months. It got me through my holiday cards last year, and it's just about had it. But it lasted 6 months. Yeah. I might do this as a paint pen too. Let's see if I can get cooler. Anyways. And I know a lot of teachers are finicky about school supplies. That's their business. You know, a lot of them will say, oh, I want Ticonderoga, I want Kleenex, I want blah, 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 blah. Okay. Once again, that's your opinion. Good for you. I'm glad you have your opinion and your preference. Personally, I don't really care. As long as it gets the job done, I truly don't give a flying banana sandwich what you bring in. Now, a lot of teachers are like, oh, well, I want it because this lasts longer, and A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, the whole alphabet of reasons. And it's like, okay, cool. But in this economy, parents are lucky that, you know, they're able to afford their house, their mortgage, their car payment, their bills. I don't think they're too concerned with buying Ticonderoga pencils when a pack of 24 is like $10. And I went to Dollar Tree and bought the Jot brand of colored pencils and regular pencils for $1.36. Now, I bought 2 packs of the Jot pencils, which is 48 total pencils between 2 boxes, and that cost me $2.72 in total. I bought the colored pencils, the 24 count. That was $1.36. So right there we're up to about 3 something. Actually, let me grab my calculator so I can add this properly to kind of prove my point of what I'm talking about. Now, once again, This is my opinion. This is not a given fact. So like I said, 136 plus 136 plus 136. That's $4.08 already right there. Now, I bought the dry erase markers from there, so we'll go ahead and add another $1.36. That's $5.44 and 4 things off the school supply list. I bought their 20 count markers. That was another $30.36, so $5.44 plus $1.36. That's $6.80. 5 things off the list for $5.80 or $6.80. Now, a lot of people will say, well, blah, 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 XYZ brand lasts longer or lasts better. That may be the case, but it also depends on whether or not you take care of your supplies. Because if you take care of your supplies, they'll last a long time. If you leave them all willy-nilly and, you toss them and you throw them and you start playing with them, they're not going to last that long. But at the same time, not everybody can afford a $10 box of pencils and still afford to pay their bills and feed their children dinner tomorrow. And so, in my opinion, I don't think the school supply really matters as long as it gets the job done. That is just my personal opinion, and in my classroom, that's kind of how it will be. It will be, if that's all you can afford, that's all you can afford. I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to make you feel bad. I'm not going to say anything really except for thank you. I appreciate you bringing these in because you took the time out of your day, your schedule, your paycheck to go buy these things. So I'm just going to thank you. Because there's no need to make someone feel inferior because they can't buy a $10 box of 24 pencils when I, like I just said, went to the Dollar Tree and bought 2 boxes of 24, just 48 pencils that all I have to do is sharpen for $2.72. And let's say I have a class of 30. So let's say I have a class of 30, and I got 48 pencils. That gives each student 1 pencil, because, you can't really give a person 1.60 of a pencil. But that still leaves some extra. So let's say I buy 3 packs of those. So that will give us what? So 48, 24. That'll give 72 pencils. Now, if we do the 72, so if we do 72 divided by 30, each kid gets 2 pencils. Then whatever is left. Now let's say I go ahead and buy 4 packs of that. So let's do, that's 96 pencils. Each kid gets 3 pencils and there's still some left. So for the same amount that you could have spent, you spent like $40 on Ticonderoga, you can spend up to $4 or $5 and get 96 total pencils that all you have to do is sharpen and lend out to the students. Or if you have multiple kids, divide that 1 or 2 pack of 24 among your kids. Now each kid has X amount of pencils. There'll still be some left over for home, or some that the kids can take to school and give to the teacher. That's what I'm saying. Is, no, I'm not calling people wrong. I'm not calling teachers wrong. I'm going to be a teacher, so I'm definitely not calling them wrong for their personal opinions and preferences. All I'm saying is I'm seeing the logic behind it of, okay, I know Expos are like 20-something bucks right now, and I know Ticonderogas are about $10. I can't expect every single person to bring in a $20 thing of Expos and a $10 thing of pencils and still be able to go home and eat dinner that night or have a home to go home to at the end of the day. So if all, someone can afford is to bring in the cheap, go right ahead. It's still going to do exactly what it needs to do. Besides, if you think about it, and I'm going to sound definitely my age here, I'm definitely going to sound like a huge Gen Zer, because I am. I'm a mid-Gen Zer. Almost all of our stuff is online. What the hell are we bringing pencils in for anyways? I stopped bringing in pencils in high school. Everything was on our fucking computers. Literally. And they were computers that the school let us borrow. But either way, the only classes that I can think I ever needed a fucking pencil for were PE when we had our little exams, testing days, but our teachers supplied those, or, you know, we brought in our own, and I brought in like 10, 20 pencils, because I would give some to my classmates, and art. I think that's the only times I ever needed a pencil in high school. Most of our math was online unless we were actually working on a worksheet, and even then I still had pencils in my backpack. But they weren't like we needed them every day, because like my science class, everything was online. My history class, everything was online. So I'm definitely going to sound Gen Z here. But besides art, PE, and test days, and probably math, who the hell needs a freaking pencil? Like, seriously. Even my design classes were online. And all our assignments were online. I did coding. We definitely didn't need pencils for that. Unless you were sitting here going, calculating out the math. For the coordinates. But it was just like, I don't ever really... Even in 3rd grade, we brought in pencils and stuff, but we didn't use them unless... We didn't... I'm trying to think of when I used it besides music and art. I know most of our stuff in 3rd grade was WebQuest, and that was like 2015, 16. So I'm definitely like, what the heck? But yeah, I'm one of those people. I'm a firm believer if the school supply does what it does, it's supposed to, it functions, it lasts. And feel free to bring in whatever you can afford. I'm not going to complain. Once again, it's not my business. I'm not the one using the supplies. Your child is, or your children are. And I guarantee you, I don't think I will need very many supplies for my classroom unless it's decoration, because I've got at least 90-something colored pencils, close to 80-something regular pencils, pens out the wazoo. All I would probably need is glue sticks and notebook paper, and I have a stack of like 70 sheets of notebook paper, if not more. Probably some Kleenex and some Lysol wipes, but I can go get those at the Dollar Tree and get the Dollar Tree brand or the Dollar General brand and use my coupons. I will definitely be couponing, that's for sure. I don't even think I'll need Crayola markers because I have a crap ton of those. I even have the Colors of the World ones that I'll bring in from the students. Because it's like, I rarely use them. Unless I'm sitting here doing a video and actively drawing. So it's like, might as well share with the kids. I mean, what kind of kid doesn't want unlimited access to the almost like the biggest art supply cart they've ever seen? Because, like, give me a second here, and I'm going to prove my point, and then, like, I'll, like, kind of splice it and add the video, but give me 1 second, because I'm going to show you guys just what I mean by the biggest art cart they have ever seen. So when I say the kids will have the access to the biggest art cart they've ever seen, this is just pencils alone. And then we move down here. This is pens and gel pens alone. And that's colored pencils. That's the dry erase markers and glue sticks. The alcohol-based markers and fabric markers, metallic markers, Dollar Tree markers. Drawer of Crayola markers. Another drawer of Crayola markers. an entire drawer of crayons, and another drawer completely full of crayons. That is what I mean by they will have access to a ton of art supplies. Now, back to what I was saying. That entire art cart is full of supplies. Like, from the top drawer down to the bottom drawer is completely full with different art supplies. Because, 1, I don't like turning down a good deal. 2, I like to draw. And 3, if I have art supplies, I'm going to share. Even if I have to lug the whole cart into my future classroom. Just be like, alright, I'm going to label them. Y'all let me know when we're getting low, and I'll go buy more. And I'll even go mix in some Dollar Tree crayons. I don't really care. That's kind of what I mean by I really don't care about what art supplies someone uses or what school supplies kids bring in. All of my stuff gets the job done. I've had it for a while. Let's see, the crayons I've had for close to a year. The markers I've had for over a year, with the exception of the new pack I bought recently. And the pencils I've had for a year or more. The mechanical pencils, same thing. So it's like, not only that, but once again, most of everything is online now. So, yeah, that's just my inner Gen Z going, why are we needing pencils? But, yeah, go ahead and laugh. The inner Gen Z came out.